Welcome on in to another edition of Smart Chat here on YouTube.com. I hope all is well, and I thank you for taking the time to look at this video. Do check out my other two channels, the Tom Brand 1 and Tom Brand 1 Thoughts. They're funny, I promise you. And just want to give you some of my raw thoughts from when was this? October the 10th. Of 2016, and my thoughts are in no particular order. But with that being said, we go to the very first segment. The very first segment, Sasha Banks, the boss, is there, and she's talking about her title win, and then out comes Charlotte, and she's saying, going back and forth with Sasha Banks, and just as soon as she gets there, you have Rusev come out, and he interrupts the whole thing. Now, I know this is meant to set up a match later on, with Rusev with Charlotte versus Reigns with Sasha Banks in a mixed tag match. I get that, but what I don't get, what I didn't like, is Sasha Banks, with Charlotte rather, just got in the ring, and as soon as she got in the ring, Rusev interrupts, saying, I don't care about your title, this is my ring, blah, 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 blah. I don't know, to me it felt kind of cheap, like it almost diminished Charlotte and Sasha Banks' interaction, being that they did close off Raw last week in the main event, which didn't even draw that big of a ratings boost from last week in that final hour. But still, it kind of made it look, after he made them the most important match, those two couldn't even go back and forth because they were interrupted with Rusev. It felt a little cheap. Now, I know to make it better, I guess to save it, they did get their revenge on Rusev when Sasha Banks and Charlotte both drop kicked him out of the ring, but still it kind of felt a little cheap to me. And they did Mick Foley, and it's the little things that matter. I don't know, like how. Again, Mick Foley is like the commissioner here. Okay, he's in charge. He makes the matches. Pretty much, Sasha Banks challenged Charlotte to a Hell in a Cell match, and Charlotte accepted. But I thought that the authority in Mick Foley, who makes the matches, he has the final say. So it's almost like they're making the match without permission. Like, can you do that? I don't know. It's just like storyline wise, that didn't make sense. Now, Mick Foley later on did say that he granted and he made it official, and that being a Hell in a Cell match. Now, in the Hell in a Cell pay-per-views, I mean, you are having 3 Hell in a Cell matches. Now, the thing that I worry about, I know it's called the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, but you have 3 Hell in a Cell matches. I just hope that the Hell in a Cell matches won't feel like they're too much. You know what I mean? Like, too overexposed. Because you figure once the cell comes down, they're not going to lift the cell up again. Because you got to bring the cell down and enforce it. They're not going to lift the cell and then have another regular match and then lift it back down again. I think these Hell in a Cell matches are going to have to be one after the other after the other. The other one, too, being in the Hell in a Cell match is Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. But, you see, I just hope that it's not too watered down. And now I know it's a different time, different era in wrestling, but how much could the women do in a Hell in a Cell match? Will they even use the Cell as an object in their match. I doubt it. I don't expect it. So then what is the point of a Hell in a Cell match between Sasha Banks and Charlotte? So then, like, what is the point? You got where I'm coming from? I just hope that three Hell in a Cell matches back to back won't get the crowd a little bit tired, a little bit anxious of seeing 3 straight Hell in a Cell matches. And I just hope they don't diminish the effect of what this match is supposed to be. And how much could the women do in Hell in a Cell? Just, my thought. I know I'm babbling here. A story, small little things that matter here. And storyline wise, the interaction between Seth Rollins and Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon over the past couple of weeks, they've all been at odds with each other. So storyline wise, why is Stephanie McMahon saying, yes, we granted Seth Rollins' request versus Kevin Owens in a Hell in a Cell match? What's the explanation for that? And then what's the explanation for all of a sudden Stephanie McMahon seeming to be against Kevin Owens? It's just a storyline, I guess. It just I can't keep up. It doesn't make any sense to me. Again, has the damage been done to Gallows and Anderson? They're not playing around no more. Well, I guess the WWE is trying to build them up again after those embarrassing losses to New Day, just consecutive pay-per-views, week in and week out, weren't able to get the title. Now it seems like they're building Gallows and Anderson up again into this monster heel type of thing, a tag team. But is it too little, too late? I mean, and you see that the WWE is going full steam with this after they attacked Enzo and Cass. So they're really trying to make do on a huge blunder that happened before. Squash matches. Again, you have your squash matches here on Raw. You have Braun Strowman now going against 2 against 1 now. He's been in squash matches forever. But now Bayley's in squash matches as well. And, it kind of is good for Bayley. Kind of build her up. You don't want to put her in the championship picture in the women's division, because I don't think it's her time yet. She's not ready. Kind of save her, build her up. I think that's the best thing to do. How tired are you getting with Braun Strowman in squash matches? I'm a little bit too. Must say. And I know the audience could only take so many squash matches. So many Mia Jax squash matches. So many Braun Strowman squash matches. So many Bayley squash matches. But I think it's starting to run its course with Braun Strowman, and they really need to give him something, a viable opponent in the next coming weeks. I've been hearing that it's maybe the rumor is Samoa Joe versus Braun Strowman. I don't know, take it for what it's worth. Believe in Bo Dallas again. They're going on this trying to rebuild Bo Dallas, and Bo Dallas kind of channeling his inner Bray Wyatt in a promo in the locker room with Curtis Axel. Is it too little, too late for Bo Dallas? Now, what happens? Bo Dallas teams with Curtis Axel. They lose to the team of Sami Zayn and man that gravity forgot, Neville. They lost, and Axel takes the pin. Now, Bo Dallas has been on this aggression No one believes in Bo, but he always believed in himself. He's mad. But after Curtis Axel takes the pin, why isn't he attacking? Why isn't Bo Dallas attacking Curtis Axel for basically embarrassing him? And, this whole Bo Dallas, his whole gimmick, his whole angle is that people thought that he was a joke. He's an embarrassment. If he's on a losing team, he's being embarrassed. Why didn't he attack Curtis Axel? That's something I would have liked to have seen. Paul Heyman is saying that Brock Lesnar challenges Goldberg. And then Goldberg tweets out that he's coming to Raw next week. So they already announced it, that he's coming to Raw next week to address Brock Lesnar. Now, you remember this match 11, 12 years ago, how it flopped as both guys were going out the door and the crowd really shitted on it. Now, let me ask you this. Me personally, and I know you got to give it time to develop, Goldberg is what now? Close to 50 years old. Both guys are older. What are they going to do? Both their arsenal, especially Goldberg, who we haven't seen in forever, you would think that his arsenal has diminished with age, and over the course of time he hasn't been in the ring for a very long time. What type of match are these two able to put together, and are you excited? Me, I'm not really. I don't know. We gotta wait till it pans out. I don't know how much of a ratings boost this is gonna be for WWE. Are all the hardcore WCW fans from back in the day, from 11 years ago, all the Attitude Era fans, do they even care about seeing Goldberg? Are they even in touch with the wrestling nowadays to come back just to watch Goldberg? Will it be that much of a ratings boost? I don't think it will, because even if you remember when Sting came back, when Sting was for the first time on WWE TV, that really didn't give too much of a ratings boost. I just don't see, really what this will do for the WWE. Jericho misses his chance to be in a three-way dance after he failed to defeat Seth Rollins. Oh, Jericho is just magical. And, again, he continues not to disappoint with the list of Jericho. I'm going to put you on the list. He doesn't disappoint. It will be fun to see him, because he'll be there supporting his best friend on the outside of the ring. And I'm sure he will get involved somehow, whether it be climbing the cage, doing something. And I'm telling you, I see it coming just from watching wrestling for so long, as I'm sure you probably agree too. Because the seeds have been planted. Jericho and Owens will feud, and unfortunately, they won't be best friends any longer. So it'll be interesting to see. Just some of my thoughts from Raw. I hope all is well, and I look forward to speaking to you very, very soon.